So Descartes trying to figure out how he can know anything at all and how he can trust that the things he believes are actually true. Now, what we saw is that when people are building up new beliefs, learning new things, Descartes starts to realize that they do this the way you might kind of build a tower. You start out with a couple basic beliefs, like maybe, I don't know, I can trust my senses. It sure looks like the sun is going around the Earth, so it makes sense that that the Earth is at the center of the solar system. And maybe like, well, look, I can trust my mathematical abilities and my logical abilities. That I can know, like, look, it's just not the case that something can be both true and not true at the same time. So my senses and logic. And from those basic beliefs, you can start building up new beliefs. Well, because I can trust my senses, I know, aha, new belief. It sure looks like the sun is going around the Earth. So it sure looks like well, I guess that's another belief we can add to our tower. Gosh, it sure looks like the sun is going around the Earth. So it seems like it makes a lot of sense that the Earth is the center of the universe. And gosh, if the Earth is the center of the universe, that explains why I make these observations that rocks fall underwater. And well, gosh, since that's all the case, it must be that there are these 5 different spheres of different elements: earth, fire, earth, water, air, fire, quintessence. So that must be how the universe is organized. So you build up this whole big tower of knowledge until one day Descartes realizes, oh shit, all these beliefs up here at the top of the tower, they're all false. So this is a view of how knowledge works, how we gain knowledge, that we call foundationalism after Descartes. Because the idea is, right, you start with a basic foundation, your basic beliefs, and then you build up from that foundation all your new beliefs. But then the danger is if you made any mistake along the way, if you let in any false belief in any one of these blocks that you're building your tower up, all the beliefs that you rest on top of that block, they just come falling down. So in this case, look, like we started way down here, assuming the Earth was at the center of the universe, and so that means we can't trust any of the other beliefs that we built on top of it. So damn it, we've got to knock down that bit of the tower. And now we're just left with only a few beliefs like this. So maybe what Descartes could do is he could just like, well, I've still got this basic part of my tower. I'm still pretty sure I can trust my senses and I can trust my mathematical and logical abilities. So, all right, I'll just try and build up new beliefs from that. Maybe I'll go into my study and start dissecting some animals and doing some more astronomy and see if I can come up with more true beliefs about how the universe works. But then he realizes, well, shit, I don't want to make the same mistake again that I made before. If I'm wrong about being able to trust my senses and being able to trust what I know about mathematics, that means that all these new beliefs that I'm building up to try and replace the old false ones, those might all be false as well. So here's Descartes' strategy. He says, all right, looks what we've got to do is just knock down the whole damn tower. Go right to the foundations. Say, look, I'm just going to assume that I cannot trust my senses. I mean, after all, we all are familiar with visual illusions where something seems like it's one way, but then it turns out it's another way. Our senses deceive us. And moreover, even though some things seem really clear, like it seems really clear to me that I have, 2 hands. Come on. He points out, well, look, there is a possibility. I could be wrong about that. There could be some evil demon that's deceiving me about whether my body exists or not. So we better get rid of none of those trusting your senses beliefs. And then he also realizes, gosh, that evil demon, that demon could also be deceiving me about whether 2 + 2 = 4. Or whether triangles have 3 sides. I know that seems like super obvious, but if there really is this all-powerful evil demon, maybe that's kind of an implausible belief, but gosh, it's still a possibility. then it could be that just using mathematics and logic, that's going to throw me all awry. So I can't just figure out how the universe works by making detailed astronomical observations and then coming up with a model of the universe from that, because even if I'm really precise with my mathematics doing that, gosh, for all I know, all that mathematics is wrong. So we better throw out all of our mathematical beliefs. And so now what we're starting with is just tower destroyed. We've got to build up our knowledge from the bottom up. So how the hell are we going to do that? Well, Descartes says, look, we need a foundation, a starting point for our tower that we can trust, that we know for certain is true. Before we tried to do that by building on stuff like, well, my belief that I can trust my senses, or my belief that I can trust my logic and mathematics, but no, not trusting that, because I can't be absolutely certain that those beliefs are true. I need instead some really firm foundational belief that I cannot possibly doubt. And so that is the foundational belief that Descartes is looking for in his second meditation. So as you read it, try and figure out, if you can figure out, what is that foundational belief that Descartes can hit upon. Because once he has that belief that he can be absolutely certain about, he can then start adding on new beliefs that he also thinks that because he's got that first belief in there, he can be absolutely certain about. Build up new beliefs from there, and finally he can build up this tower of knowledge, being, as long as he's absolutely certain at every stage that each block he puts down he could not possibly doubt. And if he does that, then he knows that even the beliefs at the very top of the tower he can be absolutely certain of as well. So that's his project. Now, our goal for the next week or two is to figure out, well, is it successful? Is it going to work for him? And what could possibly serve as an absolutely certain foundational belief?